Hi, welcome to Analytics for All. This is lesson 9 in our second module of our Python for Data Science course. In this lesson, we're going to be learning how to work with CSV files in Python. All right, so this is kind of probably what you've been waiting for. Now we're actually going to learn how to be able to bring in external data into Python to work with it. Because I'm sure none of you want to try to build a statistical model or machine learning model by having to build your own dictionary, type it in each data line, especially some of the data sets I work with millions and millions and millions of rows. So it'd be forget it. It's gonna be a nightmare. So this is the first lesson in this. We're going to be using a module called CSV to import CSV files. I'm mainly doing this module to show you this is how you can do it. But when I go on later to show you how we can do it with using pandas and some other methods, how much better pandas is at handling files. But let's go ahead. Let's see this one. Then we'll go ahead and learn the new ones too. All right, let's go ahead over to the screen. And again, as with all my lessons, I have a full write-up on my website, analyticsforall.org. I will have a link down in the description. And let's go ahead over here into our, if I can find it, it's in here somewhere. New screen, it's really messing me up. All right, there we go. We got our Jupyter Notebook, and let me zoom in for you here. Okay, actually, before we get into the notebook, let's go back over to my website and the link I'll be showing you. So, working with CSV files. If you scroll down, you're going to find a file here called implist. You can download this file. It's going to come as a zip file because whatever my web provider won't let me post CSV files for some reason. But I put it as a zip, so you can download it, open up as a zip, and put it somewhere you can find it. I'm going to drop it in my documents folder. All right, so now we've done that. Now we can go ahead and open up our CSV file. First thing I want to do is I'm going to run this thing called PDW. What this stands for is present working directory. And it tells me the present working directory that my Jupyter Notebook environment is in users BLAR, and you'll notice these two. This is because in Python, this is considered an escape. And I'll go into some of this with regular expressions, but that's an escape. So if you want to actually have Python read a backslash as a backslash, you have to put two of them in because the first one's an escape. The second one says, oh, wait, that's what I want. I actually want it. So, all right. So we're going to import a module called CSV, and we're going to open my file. Now, I want to show you, in case you guys are, if you're Windows users and you're not familiar with this, I'm going to show you something kind of cool that can help. Let's go ahead. We'll go into my documents over here. And this is what I want, this employee list here. So if I hold the shift key down, let me get it up so you can see it here. If I hold on the shift key and then I right click on it, maybe, you'll notice copy as path. I can copy something as a path. Let me go back into here and just drop it here. And you'll see, there it is. I don't have to type the whole thing out. All I'd have to do now is go ahead and add my extra slashes, and I can drop it right in here, which is what I did. So I'm going to import my CSV module, and then I'm going to name F is my file, and I'm going to open, and then just the name of the file. Okay? You won't see anything happen, but you see this number come up, you know it went through. You didn't fail. Now we're going to read the file. So I'm going to create a variable called read file. I'm going to use the csv.reader. Put my file name in. I tell it the delimiter is a comma because it's a CSV file. And then for row in read file, I want to print the rows. And there we go. It gives us all the rows. All right. Now here's something kind of really ridiculous about this. I want to show you something here. And if I don't run, now that I've run this iterates through each row. It just counts down the rows. So if I tried to go through and run these rows again, if I get rid of the read file thing here and just try to run it, it comes up as nothing because it's not in there. So you literally, each time you want to do this, you have to go through and open the file again and send it through the read file reader so that you can read it. And I'm going to go here and I'm just, obviously this is just a number. I could X anything I want. But I'm going to say for JT in read file, I want to print JT1. Now if we go back up here and I run these again so you see. So JT1, remember Python, we iterate at 0. So 0, 1, 2. So 1 should be all the job titles, which is kind of why I picked JT. So if I go there And there you go. It gives me the list of the job titles, DBA engineer, just like a list. All right. And again, I want to play with it again, so I have to go through the whole process of opening the file and reading it in again. This time I'm going to put everything into lists. So I've created 3 empty lists: name, job title, age. Remember, to make an empty list, you just equal it to the empty square brackets. And then for JT in read file, I'm going to say name append 0 is name, job titles 1, and then age is 2. Remember, it's not 1, 2, 3, it's 0, 1, 2. Okay. So we run through this, appending each one, then I'm going to print each list out, and there you go. So I've got the list. Now, luckily now I've got them in the list. I don't have to run this every time because now we've saved them as a list. So we're good to go there. All right. So now we're going to write. So the first thing I want to do is notice I'm using the same thing. I'm using the open file, and I've just created this new file called list1, employee list1.csv. I'm going to give it a W. W indicator means I want you to open this file to write to it. And then I'm going to write file, and I'm going to use the CSV mod method writer, put my file name in there. And then I'm going to say for in name, I want you to write row n. Okay, and then close the file. If you don't close this, you can't use the file. You have to close the file. Okay. When you're writing something, you have to close it, say I'm done, so that now it can be used. All right, so I run this, and I can go back into my documents, and there it is. I could open it up. It's probably opening on the wrong screen here. And check this out. This is weird. This is not what we wanted. It comes back with each letter from the names are placed in their own cell. So that's clearly not what we want to do. So let's go back in. I'll show you how we can fix that. So we're going to go through it again. We're going to open the file up again. Actually, I can show you how you, this right here, I'm just going to show you what I just showed you there. So I'm going to read the file just using the standard reader. And there you go. So, so instead of Ben, Jill, you've got Ben, each letter. So to fix this, let me go ahead and get some. I'm going to fix it, but I'm also going to show you a new thing called with open. So with this, it's a little shorthand version of what I did up here with I don't need to close the file when I'm done. With open means it knows to close the file as soon as this finishes running. So I'm going to say with open, the file name write as file. So we're assigning it. So this is like assigning it to equal to file, open file. So we're assigning the name to as file. Want to write the file using the CSV writer, file, and for n in name, again, write file, write row, but notice I put the n now in square brackets. And we got a permission error, and I'm willing to bet the money is that my permission error is due to the fact I had the file open. So let's go ahead and close the file, run this again. There you go, now it worked. Now let's read the file again, and you can see they all came up with names now. All right? So that fixed that. Again, so this is the CSV writer. I'm going to go into later lessons. On the next lesson, I'm again working with pandas to work with this stuff. You're going to see how much better pandas is as an option than this earlier version of CSV writer. I just wanted to see it, show it to you. Sometimes it comes up in interviews, and just sometimes seeing how the older stuff works makes you appreciate what else you've got. So again, thank you for hanging out with me. This is Ben Larson in Analytics for All. If you like this video or these videos I'm making, go ahead and like my channel, subscribe. Put any comments down in the comment section. I've made videos based on what people are asking me to make. So if there's something that's confusing you, it doesn't have to be just about Python. It can be about R, SQL, any kind of data stuff that I can help you out with. I can probably make a video to help. But again, thank you very much. Check out my website, and I hope to see you again.